If you only follow one piece of advice from me, let it be this. Take down those plastic shades. They are ugly. Hey homies, I'm Imani of Imani At Home, and this is Fully Furnished, where I help you, my homies, fully furnish your apartment. We've got our interior designer glasses, our drink. Shout out to the girl on TikTok who gave a very thorough breakdown of all of the Olipop and Poppy flavors. You were absolutely right about this orange squeeze. It tastes just like a creamsicle. I did my makeup today and I look way too good not to be showing it off. First space was submitted by Caitlin along with her partner Jordan and their super cute cat Gus. I don't even like cats and I think your cat is like incredibly photogenic. This is a beautiful cat. Caitlin and I actually met in person. He like stopped me at a restaurant and she was like, "Are you that girl on TikTok?" And I was like, "I think so." Said she needed a little bit of help, so I said, "Hey, submit your space. You could be a part of my first YouTube video," which she is, so yay. They have a gorgeous, around 1,300 square foot apartment. I do wonder how much your rent is. If you want to tell me, let me know. They've lived in this apartment for a little over a year. It has a lot of that old house charm, like original hardwood floors, fireplaces, and decorative and quirky layout, which we love over here. They love having a space where they can host dinner parties and have their friends over. We're gonna look into their dining room to see what changes we can make to make it, you know, better. As far as budget, they wanna max out around $2,000. How much is your rent? I think your apartment is really beautiful. You guys have already started to make some very smart choices. You have a really decent sized rug. Usually where people start to go wrong, they always choose something that is too small. Even if I were to pull out all of the chairs in order to sit down, they would still be on top of the rug, which is what you want in a dining room. I love how you incorporated the wishbone chairs with this more traditional table, a little bit of mid-century modern happening, and then you have exposed brick, okay? You have exposed brick. You have won the jackpot of apartments. Based off of the images that you shared on your Pinterest board, you like rich greens, an appreciation for a collected and vintage feel. You like pattern and a space that feels lived in. Some blues, some greens. I love that for you. Imagine if I drew a line directly through this room. You'll notice that all of the fun stuff is happening down here, and I want to split that up a little bit. Get a new light fixture. This light fixture screams $40 at Home Depot, and it doesn't work with the rest of the apartment. Also think that you should change the shape to getting a more rectangular chandelier, sort of like one of those design rules that you don't have to follow, but sometimes it's nice to follow the rules. Rectangular table, rectangular light. Circular table, circular light. It looks like the light fixture is a little bit too high. Consider dropping the light fixture down. Install it in the same hole that it's already there because we're gonna keep this renter friendly. Install a cup hook about a couple of inches over from where the canopy is, and then you're going to swing the light fixture over so that it drops directly over the table. Leave the chairs, leave the table. It looks great, perfect, beautiful. Sometimes when you don't have natural light, the best thing to do is just go with the dark moodiness of the room. In my studio apartment, I had a dining room that was right off of a galley kitchen and it didn't have any light. When I moved in, the room was white and it was ugly. I ended up using a brown wallpaper that had zebras all over it. If your space cannot be bright, at least make it interesting. I'm gonna give you two options for the walls. One of them is more in line with your budget and the other one is not. Pull a color directly from this rug. I would paint your entire room that same color. Ceiling, walls, and trim, all one color. For the trim, I would go with a high gloss, and on the walls, I would go with like a satin or an eggshell, and it's gonna make it feel interesting. My option that is not within budget. I saw on your Pinterest board that you had a lot of photos where the trim work was painted and then there was wallpaper up top. I would continue to paint the bottom half of the trim with a high gloss paint, a moody blue, a moody green, something fun. I would wallpaper everything above the trim except for the ceiling. Keep it white. It's going to be so beautiful, so gorgeous, so expensive AF. I did a wallpaper project in my apartment for a 30-foot hallway. It cost almost $3,000. If you want to throw real money behind it because you guys think you're going to be in this apartment for a while, let's move on to the other side of the room. I don't want to betray my maximalist roots, but I think you have too much furniture in this room. This lamp in the back, the way tripod lets stick their legs out, they could be taking up like 2 feet of space and they don't really give off that much light. It's not really helping the room. Also blocking your beautiful art. And we never want to block the art. Put that thing on Facebook Marketplace, make $25. And once you remove that tripod lamp, that space right there is actually opened up. If you can, thrift another cabinet that is about the same height as your sideboard and use that to hold all of your records and take all these crates off the floor. Might even be able to fit a teeny tiny little table lamp or a pedestal lamp. I would also get rid of this milk trough kind of thing. Here, I can see you're using it sort of as like a bar cabinet. We love a bar over here. We really do. However, this is your only window in the room and you put a humongous piece of furniture directly in front of it, blocking any light that could possibly come in. If you wanted to keep the bar in the dining room, clear off some of the books of this sideboard. Use a very large tray to hold all of your alcohol, like a couple of cute pieces of glassware on top of the sideboard. I was gonna say clear off the mantle, but honestly, I like a cluttered mantle. I think it's cool. For the love of God, if you only follow one piece of advice from me, let it be this. Take down those plastic shades. They are ugly. Hide it under your bed until it's time for you to move out and you can put it back up. You can get a nice brass curtain rod. They have them at Target for $28, or you can get these ones from Ballard Designs, and you can use these light filtering curtains from IKEA. I think they're $29. This wicker shelf that you have going over here, it looks so sparse. I don't know if you cleaned this up for the photo. Since we're getting rid of this cabinet over here, I would get a wood, cloth, or leather basket, 3 of them, line them on that bottom shelf, and I would use them sort of as hidden storage on this wicker shelf in the corner here. I can tell that you guys have a lot of stuff, and since we're getting rid of this cabinet over here, whatever is being hidden in these cabinets over here, put everything in those baskets. You're gonna lose a piece of furniture, but you're gonna keep the same amount of storage, which is really all you want. Lot happening on that wall, and you're not really letting this piece stand out because you're just bunching it up against something else. So take it out. That would also mean you have this entirety of the wall, of the top part of this wall to play with. This art piece is really cute. We're gonna add 2 sconces on either side of this piece of art. Plug-in sconces because they're renter friendly. You can just attach them with a couple of screws, bring the wire down, plug it in, boom. That's gonna give you some additional light in the room. Those are all of the things that I think that you should do in your space. If you use any of these tips, please send me photos, follow up with me, email me. I wanna know everything. I wanna be all up in your business. I do want to know how much you pay for rent though, so let me know.
I ate lunch. I had to reapply my lipstick.
Let's get into our next space. This is Jamie. She's 36. She's a teacher, an avid reader from Fresno, California. So shout out to the teachers out there. Y'all are doing the Lord's work because I could never. She has 2 dogs, Atlas and Lyra, which are such cute names. She owns this home. This is the front room right off of her front door. Jamie believes that this room was intended to be like a dining room. However, she doesn't really use it as a dining room. She wants it more as like a gathering space. Also, as an avid reader, she wants a place to display all of her books. There's nothing like a bookshelf to take over an entire wall. I want to start with the great things that I love here. 1, wonderful patterns. I love this Albany Park chair. It looks like you've updated the light fixture, which is amazing. You've invested in some good furniture, and you've got some art hung up on the walls, so we're already working in the right direction. We're working with a budget of $500. The problem is that there is no focal point. Everything is just kind of there. I think you did make a good choice in getting a rug, which definitely helps corral things, but the rug can't do it all. You want this room to be warm, welcoming, and inviting so that when you're hosting, people will think that it is okay for them to come into these rooms. If you have a living room right off of the front door, people, especially Black people, and I don't know why this is, we feel like that's a room that no one can sit in. What's not helping is that you're looking at the back of the sofa, which doesn't make people feel like, oh yeah, you should come in and sit down. We're going to play with the layout. I did this very weird drawing to sort of just map out what I think you should do, because my initial thought was that we did need to get a bigger rug for this room, but with a budget of $500 and the size of this room, that's not really possible. So here's what we're gonna do instead. On that back wall where you have the bookshelves currently, we're gonna remove that smaller little like rattan table that you have. That's gonna go away and go to a different side of the room. Just see if you can find bookshelves that look similar to the ones that you have. Wherever you found that one at, go find some more. And I'm gonna line those up across the back wall. I want to take up a couple of feet on that side of the room. It's giving your room a show-stopping view from the front door. And it's like This is Jamie's library. But you're not just gonna line the books up like book, 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 book. You're gonna leave a couple of the shelves bare so that you can incorporate some styling moments. Turn 2 or 3 books horizontally, lay them flat, and take a piece of art and sit it on top. This is a room that you entertain in. I would hate for someone to put something down on one of the surfaces and then get it messed up. So just like leave little cute little coasters around. Use boxes to do like hidden storage, but also make your bookshelf look cute and fun. We're gonna switch up the orientation of this rug. We're gonna turn this rug 180 degrees. And instead of where the couch is right now, we're gonna put that couch right in front of the bookshelves, not touching the bookshelf, because obviously we want there to be a path of travel. It's gonna shorten the amount of room that you're using as your conversation station, because the rug is technically too small for this room. But because we don't have enough budget to buy a bigger rug, I think if we just cut off a portion of the room, we won't have to push the rug all the way back to the edge of the wall. We can push it closer to the entryway, put the couch on the back wall, where only the first 2 feet of the couch are sitting on top of the rug. Maybe do like a little teeny tiny side table or something there just to sort of complete that corner. You're gonna put your coffee table as you normally would. Take some of your books that have really pretty covers and trinket dishes, and you're gonna put those on your coffee table. We're gonna create a little bit of a conversation space. The Albany Park chair is quite big. It's not a small chair by any means. So I don't wanna put it in front of the door, continuing to block it off. So I'm gonna put it catty corner closest to the window, looking directly into the couch. That way we're creating a conversation space. Looks like the ottoman that came with the couch. It's probably just gonna float around the room depending on what you're using for it that day. You can bring it over to the Albany Park chair and use it as like a footstool. If you have a lot of people in the room, someone can sit there. I like this cabinet. I want to put this on this wall where you have these like 3 pieces of art. I want to pop that right there. But I want you to be using this sort of as like a bar cart, a drink station, somewhere that people can go and grab a little snack when you're entertaining. If you've ever taken a look at a color wheel, you'll notice that blue and purple live next to each other, which makes them analogous colors. Now, what is right next to blue and purple? Pink. And I think that's the third color you need to bring into this space. Maybe it can be a couple of pink throw pillows to put on the couch. If you're feeling real fancy and weird about it, paint your ceiling. I did it in my office, and let me tell you, it is so gorgeous. It gives you such a wonderful glow. I'm literally sitting under it right now. Look how good I look in this pink light. Frosty Berry by Valspar does have hints of blue in it. That's gonna pick up on the color in your couch. Your ceilings have very beautiful detailing on it, where it looks like it goes in step by step ever so slightly. And I really wanna highlight that by using a high gloss paint on your ceiling. It's gonna look so freaking good. If you were to paint all of the walls, you would probably need 2 or 3 gallons of paint. Good paint is running you like $60, $75 a pop. That's gonna be taking up most of your budget. But if you're only gonna paint the ceiling, you can probably get away with doing 1 can, a roller, extension poles, all under $100. It's really gonna make that light fixture pop. Based on your Instagram, you are not afraid of color, and I appreciate that in a girl. Open them curtains, girl. Every single photo that you sent me, these windows are closed. I'm sure it was for security, but we are not doing that in real life. We are busting it wide open. Or actually, one thing you never want to do is cut off the sides of your windows, and by putting your curtain rod right on top of the window, you're making your room feel shrinky. So we're gonna raise it up like a freaking Elliot Yamin song. You raise me up so I can walk a mountain. So extend that curtain rod out another 6 to 8 inches. That way, when you push the curtains back and you want to let the light in, you'll get the full breath of light. You told me the thing that you like most about this room is that it has natural light. So really, let's let the natural light in. Once you raise up the curtain rod, these curtains are no longer gonna work. So you're gonna have to get new curtains. I'm always gonna suggest these ones from IKEA. You can get them in 94 inches or 108 inches. If we were gonna stay in budget, that is what I would do. But, and hear me out, if you want to throw a little bit of extra coins here, I would get rid of this piano. You said you don't like it. You said you don't play it. I don't really get the impression that you have any intention of learning how to play the piano. Beautiful things are great, but if you're not going to use the beautiful things, they're useless, and you need to give them to somebody else who would actually use it. So get rid of it. If I remove the piano from over here, take this cabinet and move it to the wall where the piano was, 2 chairs flanking it, some art above, maybe a little table lamp on top of it, that would mean that this big wall here is left open. You just do 2 big pieces of art on this wall and print some public domain art, put a cute little frame on it. And in that case, I would bring in another piece of furniture. I would shift the couch, the chair, everything towards this wall over here. Make room in front of this window. I would put a desk there. If you had a desk right in front of a window where you could get all that flush of natural light to keep you awake, so you could enjoy, you could look outside and get inspired by whatever you see outside of your window, it would be really nice. Maybe something with more of like traditional legs so that it matches what's going on with the coffee table. And that way, when you're sitting at your desk and say you're on a Zoom, you can just look behind you. These two big pieces of art, this beautiful bookshelf that people can see off to one side, this very nice pink ceiling. I think your room actually has a lot of potential. Let me know if you use any of these tips to make over your space. Thank you to Caitlin and Jamie for submitting their spaces and allowing me to share it with, I don't know, I want to say the world, but I don't know, like maybe 2 people will watch this. So this has been the first episode of Fully Furnished. I'm Imani At Home. I'm so excited for y'all to be here for the launch of my YouTube channel. If you want me to take a look at your space and show you how to get it fully furnished, please just submit your space at the link right here. I was gonna say link in bio, but that's an Instagram thing. This is YouTube. Submit your space at the link in the description. I'll see you later, homies. Bye.